Okay, a big hi to all of you and welcome to Mom Chipper. Today I have a very interesting person along with me. Okay, I'm super excited to bring to you the face of a young modern Indian mom. She's a blogger, she's a writer, and she's a doting mother to a 3-year-old child. She's someone who wears many hats. Her name is Josephine Charles. Uh, to tell you more about Josephine, she's someone who feels very strongly about women empowerment, and she has worked extensively in the fields of rural development, women health and hygiene, and even child education. Currently she runs a blog which is called as Marital Awareness and You, and she talks about critical issues like challenges that women face post marriage and in throughout in their married lives. She also holds a lot of interesting conversations on the communities that she is involved with, on subjects like women, on marriage, and on her first love, which is books. So with this background in our minds, let us extend a very very warm welcome to Josephine Charles. It is awesome to have you with us today, Josephine, and thank you so much for taking out this time.
It's my pleasure, Kushal. Actually, thank you so much for having me in this session. You're always very inspiring, and any mom can look up to you for inspiration and can go on. Especially your mom chipper sessions in B community Thursdays are a blessing. I would say it's a blessing for me and for many young women. So I am actually very happy and blessed to be here at this moment. And thank you for the lovely introduction.
Awesome. Thank you for your kind words again. Okay. So before we actually move forward, I want to tell you that all the links to Josephine's blogs and her social media channels, I would be actually pinning them in the description below, below the video. This is for you guys to go ahead and check out her work and also get connected to her on her mission, that she's wanting to bring that change in the lives of so many women. So yes, you will find all the links down below. Okay, so let's start. My first question, Josephine, is actually, tell our viewers about your journey into the blogging world. How it all started and where you are right now in your journey.
Okay, so I never had an idea to start a blog, honestly. So the thing is, after actually, I was working with an organization on rural development, and post my baby came, I had to take a break. So during that break, I always wanted to get back to something, to do something, and the more I thought about it, like I always wanted to do something for women. So my idea was to come up with a book that deals with the mothers, especially stay-at-home mothers. So I had this idea of a book, and I was researching and working around it, and that's how I got connected to Shiros. And one day I got connected to Akriti.
Right.
And she introduced me to blogging. The only question is that so I wrote to her about the book, and she told me, if you are not able to build your audience first, then you will not be able to get your book done, like when it comes out. So
Right.
that's when I first came across the term blogging clearly.
Okay.
And then I wanted to go into it and see how it works, what is actually in it. And I found it very interesting because the things that I wanted to write in the book, that I can talk to people. The book plan is still on, but before that, this blog will give me a space to reach out to so many women and to know about their ideas as well, which I can add them when I write my inputs. So that's how I came to the blogging world.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
started my blog.
Right, right, right. And when was this? Like, which year was this?
Yeah, this was last year. So
Okay.
2020, say September.
Awesome. That's a great use of the pandemic, actually, right? I mean,
Yeah,
basically, you
yeah.
figured
This
out the
this
time.
pandemic has done many good things actually. So
Awesome.
it helped me to take time, relax, think through, and to have a clear idea. So
Right.
yeah, I started back it in September. It's
Mm.
quite slow, but I'm picking it up slowly.
Awesome. Okay. And how did you actually choose this subject? I mean, like we really did not have a lot of conversations about women's life post marriage. So how did this idea come into this thing?
See, basically, whenever I go through something
Mhm.
from my childhood, I have this idea of what others will go through, like, when I feel myself in a tough situation, I also think about the people who feel the same in the
Okay.
same situation.
Right.
So I always had this empathy, right from childhood. So
Mhm.
when I found this whole thing to be a bit challenging, when I had to lose my job and I have to give it up and I have to focus on an entirely different thing, and overcoming new challenges and new scenarios, I
Mhm.
often thought about so many women who do it at home. So that's why I wanted to do something for all of us, for
Absolutely.
all the women.
And I so agree, Josephine. Actually, this is one of the toughest phase in a in our lives actually as women. And now that we have discussions on even blogging elementary, there are so many women who are going through the similar circumstances and wanting to restart now actually, right? So yes, it's a critical area, and I really appreciate you talking about it more often, because once we talk, we can definitely get to the solutions. So the first thing is
Yeah,
to
that's
acknowledge that there's an issue and talk
have
about.
a conversation. True, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, so now that you touched upon, for me actually, this break and sabbatical, as you say, getting away from my career, my kids were the reason, and just to take care of them and to raise them the way we wanted, I had to take that career break, and it had been a difficult time for me as well. So my next question to you is, do you really think that it is necessary for women and moms to take that break from their careers to raise their children well, and does it necessarily have a very big impact on the mother child relationship? Does it give an edge to a parent if he or she is a stay at home parent? So what are your thoughts on that?
See, I think we cannot just submit to one decision by everyone, because for someone it is necessary, for someone it is not. For
Right.
some believe that it is important, for some believe it is not. So
Mm-hmm.
I will not say that it is very essential that every mom should take a break and look after their child.
Mm-hmm.
It is completely up to them. On the contrary, what I would think is having a deep bond and a good time with your child right from the earlier is very, very critical
Mm-hmm.
in helping them to have a healthy outlook on life and relationship.
Yeah, awesome. That's
So
a golden sentence
yes,
actually that you've said. So it's
yeah,
actually not about you leaving your career behind or you not pursuing your passion, but it is more about how you are able to create that strong bond and the quality of time that you spend with your children.
exactly. See, I've seen so many mothers who continue to work but still have a great bond with their child.
Right.
There are also mothers who take their time to develop that bond and get back to their careers. I
Hmm.
think it's their own personal choices, and every mother with their child, then they choose. They have a choice as to how to take this forward, and I think every woman should be given the choice as well.
Absolutely, and we should have that trust and faith that every mother would take the right decision and the best decision for their children, right? For their child, for her child, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, with this, I'll just take a second off and, tell each one of you people who are watching, women especially who are watching this video, that it is okay to take a break and it is okay to continue your work, both ways. What is not okay in present times is you not pursuing your passion. So, I mean, leaving your job or leaving your things of interest is okay for the time being, for some years that you want to prepare your build that strong relationship with your children. But you should definitely get back to pursuing your passion, because that is the way to living a fulfilling life as a parent, and that is when you would be able to give your 100% to your children.
Yeah, adding to that, I always believed in not losing your own self, your
Right.
own identity and your own passion. When you give up on that, and I don't think, no matter what, there is nothing that you can thrive on.
Mhm.
Like, it's like losing your soul. You'll feel so empty.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
important.
Yeah, yeah, agree. Okay, great. So coming back to your blog, which is Marital Awareness and You, all the women who would be watching this video would definitely agree with me that marriage, for especially in Indian context, is life changing. It's a transformational experience for a girl, right from change in the place of her stay to her daily routine. Okay, I think it's such a huge change in any girl's life. So. Tell us, share your insights of when you have these conversations, what kind of issues and challenges women actually share with you that they face after marriage, and how are you inspiring them, or in dealing those issues in a better way?
Okay, then for this, I think we have to go a little back and start from the first. So before I begin this blog, I used to have a lot of conversation in different communities, like She Rose and other few Facebook groups where women are part of. So there are one thing that I've always felt is that before a woman get married, the experience and the situation she has faced has definitely has a lot to do with how is she going to do post marriage. Why I'm telling you is that as a society, I think many of the times we fail to tell a girl or educate a girl about what she can actually expect in a marriage or what will be expected of her in a marriage. I
Yeah.
think, sometimes our parents tell us to know how you should behave or what you should be doing, what you need or what you have to purchase, all those things.
Right.
But the reality hits hard once you get married because obviously it's a very fragile thing. There are so many emotions in play, there are so many characters there, and
Right.
you'll have to be very careful about each and everything.
Hmm.
And you will also be informed that this is going to be a different place, they are going to be different people, they'll have different set of expectations.
Right.
And also how you should not lose yourself but still you can able to balance. And from all the discussions I had, I clearly feel that many women are not given that kind of information or the opportunity to know the
Absolutely.
reality.
Hmm.
So it is just so plain. I actually don't like this because when you say like no, it's marriage. So when your marriage is going to be tough time, there will be difficult situations, but you must be knowing to adjust and adapt to everything. We parents do tell the children this
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
I agree with it, but if they could be a little more considerate and be a bit more empathetic or tell them that this is how plainly it's going to be and
Hmm.
what you can do about it or how you can manage it.
Hmm.
I think the marital awareness starts from there.
Right.
So that is where I want to start. And most of the issues that women feel after that also has because of the experience they had before, like
Hmm.
when they were single. For example, I'll take my own self.
Right.
When I was before marriage, I lived mostly in hostels. I traveled. I used to travel a lot for my work. I used to
Right.
live mostly in hostels. Right from my schooling and college, I lived in hostels.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea of a proper home management is entirely different. To
Hmm.
me, it's all about how I keep my room clean or how do I manage my own room. That
Right.
is my idea of maintaining a home.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and I was a traveler. I used to be so free spirited, and I did not know much about the commitments part.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when I got married, it hit me hard because this is not how it's supposed to be, and we have to be considerate and balance everything here,
Hmm.
right from the home management to everything. So
Yeah.
that was quite new to me.
Hmm.
This I say because I still feel that in this modern India, there are many women who are self-sufficient, who live life in their own terms before marriage, and obviously when they get married, they engage into a new family, and things seems very new to them. So
Right.
that is why I keep telling this point because there's a huge contrast between the both,
Hmm.
and that's where the problem starts from there and keeps building up.
Yeah.
So, and all these things plus the basic awareness about what happens and what to expect in a marriage is what I wanted to tell to the women. If not to every woman, but especially to those women who didn't have a chance
Hmm.
to know how it's going to be.
Hmm.
that's the major thing that I want to cover. And also, based on the conversations and I have in different communities, there is always this notion that this is how the marriage is. It's going to be pretty hard, and we women always sacrifice. So they have this idea in mind. Women always sacrifice. Women should not speak up, and we must adjust. Otherwise, the whole piece of the family goes into the air. I have to be silent in order to maintain the peace in the family.
Mm,
And I think I want to change that notion. I want to tell them that it's okay, you should speak up.
mm.
And it's also important to maintain the balance. But it is important that you speak up and tell them that this is not correct. If you're feeling about something, if you're
Right.
feeling the wrong way.
Mm,
So, yes, I want this to be a platform. I'm definitely not against the marriage, not against the system, definitely not. I'm someone who loves family and the tradition so much, but
mm.
I wanted to make it a little bit more clear for women so that they could balance and are able to manage. So, marital awareness is all about creating that awareness of what's happening in a marriage so that you can be careful and also have a happy time.
Absolutely, that's an excellent cause, Josephine. And actually, going back to my own, to my own time when I got married, you're absolutely right. Actually, not our parents, not our siblings, elder siblings, not our friends. There's nobody actually who's, who talks to us about the kind of changes, that we will be going through. So, physical changes in a woman's body, all that is a different part, but emotionally there's so many things post marriage which changes. So staying with your parents, let's say, for me, for my childhood, I've always been like, in the family, never in the hostel. So when I could see my mom for like 12 hours a day and then go to sleep, right, it is the entire new house that I've gone into. And now even talking for 15 minutes, let's say, per day is something that I have to make time for, right, from my new family. So yeah, these conversations are so very important to prepare mentally, the lady to to face these transformations. So excellent cause actually to work for. Okay, coming back now to the next question. Tell me, how do you feel of blogging as a career for women? I mean, there are a lot of different kinds of, things that are talked about for blogging. A lot of myths, I must say, and we need to break that. So, do you think that's a good career option for moms, especially who want to restart, after a sabbatical or after a break?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think uh, it's a high time that we seriously look at it because blogging as a professional career
Mm-hmm.
has its how to say, has its very own success impact, because the whole world is made up of content these days. Anything that you require, is everything is in Google, and when you Google, it's all content.
Right.
And why I specifically relate to moms is that as a mother, you already doing a lot of work.
Mm.
As in, you already deal with a lot of skills and strategies, and you learn a lot along the way.
Right.
Be it time management, or planning, or scheduling, or planning a menu, hosting a party, or cleaning everything. You
Mm.
multitask. You have all those ideas, everything in mind. So
Right.
take any field, the women have so much to contribute.
Mhm.
Plus, not to forget the fact that most of the mothers we already have had a formal education before,
Right.
but which they are not able to do anything of it right now, maybe because they are not able to spend much time.
Mm.
But having all that knowledge and having all the skills acquired, bringing out very good content in the form of blogs will definitely help them to grow more and earn money. I definitely go with that.
Awesome. Okay. Great answer there. Okay. So now, Josephine, take us and our viewers actually behind the scenes, and I would really want to know, what kind of a bond you share with your 3-year-old. Okay, and also, quickly or briefly, your thoughts on parenting in these times.
Okay, first, parenting in these times, I'm not a very traditional parent,
Right.
but I wouldn't force her for anything. But I do tell her that this is how it is, and I do ask her to maintain the discipline. I tell her what is right and what is wrong, but
Mm.
I ask her to choose. but I tell her the consequences. So I don't want to push or force her. I want her to see it for herself and do what is right.
Right.
Because if I scare her, if I punish her, do anything, she's going to come back and do the same thing, which is causing even more damage. So
Yeah.
my idea is to lay the path straight, tell it firmly and gently, and ask her to choose. But I'll be there along the way to guide her. So this is
Awesome.
my style, my idea of parenting.
Right.
About my daughter, I think she sees me as a best friend. So when she's bored, she'll come me. You and I are best friends. So I think I'm happy with that. And I don't know. I don't want to be the best mother in the world. No, as long as she could trust me and I could trust her, and we could work our way up, and I'm happy with all of that.
Right. Yeah, that's a great goal to have for any mother, I must say. I mean, being a friend to her daughter, and right now she's very small, but like I'm a mother to a teenager, so I can tell you that this bond will grow beautifully. And right now you are right now she's saying that you are my best friend. In times to come, you will be saying that you are my best friend. So that's how it
Yeah,
transforms.
fact, in
When the
fact, we
girls grow.
spend most of the time together.
Yeah,
So
right.
I think she's my best friend now, as
Yeah,
we spend most of the time together. We share everything, from morning to night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll move to my next question now. I want to know from you, okay, what are your top three challenges that you're facing right now, and how are you dealing with those challenges? But before actually I, pass on the baton to you, to answer, I want to talk to the viewers of this video and share how this question actually got into my, interview questions. I strongly feel that perfectionism is definitely a myth, and we shouldn't be actually running after perfection, being a perfectionist in any area of our lives. Okay, so just making a point of starting this conversation that your near perfect ideals that you see on, let's say, social media, your ideal career woman, or your ideal bloggers or professionals or whatever, right? These women also have real issues, and they face these challenges in day to day times. Okay, so for each and every lady that is watching this video, it would be quite comforting to know this, and at the same time it will be very inspirational. So that's how I really wanted to talk about whether it's a stay at home mom, whether it's a working professional, whether it's a blogger or an entrepreneur, we all go through the similar kind of challenges at home, right? And as one of my mentors say, that the toughest battles are to be won at home, right? So yes, I mean, let's now talk about your top three challenges, and how are you facing them head on?
Okay. If I think through this, I really could not put anything under challenges,
Okay.
but I put them under scenario or situations.
Mhm.
Because the moment I think it is challenge, it becomes so big in my head, and I feel so worried.
Right.
And so that's why I think it of it. Okay, this is a situation. We'll go through this.
Hmm.
So one thing is like a lack of knowledge. So whatever we are in, whatever field we are in, I
Right.
think we need to constantly learn, research, and evolve.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, so one thing is like I have to learn. I am learning a lot in whatever I am working on.
Right.
Time may be a constraint. So one thing I would say is time.
Mhm.
But instead of looking at it as a challenge, I think I need to work more on my time management skills
Hmm.
and spend time for my learning. So learning and time is one scenario for me.
Mhm.
And the second thing is balancing the relationship with my daughter and my career is very important.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to take off extra time, early mornings or late nights.
Mhm.
But even in the daytime, if you have to keep working on something, because whomever has a toddler, they have a child, they could relate to it very much. To have a minute of silence without any interruption is quite a big thing.
Absolutely.
So that's what I refer to here.
Mhm.
So one thing that I do that is I constantly learn and try to figure out how to keep her happy.
Yeah.
Whatever issue she's facing, because if she's messed up and worried, then I really can't do anything about anything.
Hmm.
So I constantly work on keeping her psychology or mind at ease.
Mm.
So that is one thing I could do in relationship to, to work on my career. If she is fine and happy, then I could focus on whatever I could do. So
Absolutely.
that is a challenge, that is a situation for me to maintain the equation with her and my career, time and learning. And the other thing is self discipline. Self discipline is quite hard, but I'm trying to keep it in line, because at times you are so distracted and
Hmm.
you leave out everything. You suddenly take one topic, you're very interested, and
Hmm.
you lose it out, the other important things that you have to do. So I'm one this, I'll take it as a challenge because it's about myself. So one challenge is self discipline. I think if I had it in line, and I can put everything together. And when I say all these things, the entire family is sorted out. I wouldn't say yes or no, because when I started, the whole entire family situation was such a big challenge to me.
Hmm.
But like I said, I took time to figure out each and everything about what can be done, why a person is upset, how can it be
Yeah.
workable.
Hmm.
So that I worked on till now. So I am finding that self uh, good one.
Yeah,
This
that
is major.
those are some great insights, and actually, I'll just add on here because we all are, on the similar journeys, of trying to set up our own identities, after being a mom or after taking a break. So what you said is very, very important, that you have to take the entire family along. So be it your spouse, be it your one child, second child, or even in-laws if they stay along with you. So yes, you need to so be okay to spend that initial time, right, to figure out why the person is upset, and how you can take him along, so that actually helps you being peaceful, and that's when you'll be able to work. So that's
Very
one thing which I have learned over my journey. I know that you've worked a lot, in women empowerment, and especially rural women. Okay, and you've closely seen their lives also, as in the Jagriti Yatra. So, what is interesting and inspirational that you found, about their story? So, the story of rural Indian women.
Yeah, about rural Indian women, they are the women in the villages are very talented.
Mm-hmm.
They are very talented actually. They know to manage and do everything, but still they're not able to break the barriers and come out and grow as such. That's one thing I always admire at them,
Yeah.
because they have so much potential. They know so much. They have a lot of knowledge and skills as well, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of, be it anything they're working on.
Right.
Their knowledge is actually uh, that surprises me, and I feel so happy to know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing about rural women. If they must be given the right opportunity and chance to break through and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Josephine, with this, we have now come to a very interesting section, okay, of the interview. It's called rapid fire. I'll be asking you a few questions quickly, and you would not have time to think about them much, okay? So just answer me whatever first thing that comes to your mind. So are you ready? Let's start.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, among my friends, I'm famous for.
They can trust me on anything. Like they can trust me if they need help.
Okay.
So I'm known for that.
Okay. I have a confession to make.
I have a confession to make that I'm really bad in self-discipline, but I'm working on it. I told you already.
Okay. Okay, great. So 10 years ago, I never could have imagined that.
That I'll become a blogger or do something so publicly and honestly about women empowerment, because I thought I'm a very shy person, but
Right.
I'm doing. So I'm happy about that.
Awesome. Same to say. Okay. I would never forget the first time that.
I would never forget the first time she came into the earth, the delivery.
Yeah, right. Okay. I was brought up to believe dash, but I'm crushing the stereotype big time now.
So I was brought up to believe that a woman cannot have everything. That women must be very
Hmm.
submissive, as you
Amazing.
can say. But I don't believe that. I believe in gender equality to the core.
Awesome. That was a gold answer for me. Okay. Something you could never guess about me is.
That I can be as soft as I could, as I could look, but I'm really hard about things that I want to do.
Okay. That's awesome. Dash is my biggest critic.
What one? I'm sorry, I didn't
Have
get
to
you.
fill in the blanks. Dash is my biggest critic.
My biggest critic is myself.
Okay, awesome. I would rather spend a fortune on planning an experience for my daughter or buying a gift for my daughter. Pick one.
Experience. Experience as in no lavish things, but general life experiences.
Right. Okay, I dream of creating.
Creating a safe place for women to get inspired and grow to achieve their dreams.
Awesome. Okay, my girl gang is.
My girl gang is very limited. I don't have a much bigger girl gang, but okay, I could say that my girl gang is very focused.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. Okay, for self care, I indulge in.
For self care, I indulge in a lot of me time meditation, yoga, and writing. So,
Okay.
about myself,
I'm
whatever I
almost
think, I
reading
write.
enough for you actually because you love books so much. I guessed reading was your self care time.
Reading.
Yeah.
Reading is not much because I can't get much time to read, but whatever time I have, I use it for thinking and writing.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So writing a blog or making a video, pick one.
Blog.
Okay. Murder mystery, science fiction, autobiography, or self help books. What do you want to read next?
Self-help.
Okay. What would you rather skip? Your morning dose of caffeine, breakfast, lunch, or supper?
I wouldn't miss my meal because I can't. I don't drink tea or coffee, but I can't miss my meals.
Okay. 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 What is your idea of a party? Dancing away at a nightclub, all glammed up, or a pajama party with your besties talking about your favorite books at home?
I'll choose a second.
Yeah, I think with this, we have actually come to the end of rapid fire. And now it's my time to extend my vote of thanks to you. So let me just say that, thank you so much, Josephine, to share your life with us, okay, and taking out this time. I know, with a toddler daughter, it's really difficult to manage this much of time as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm sure that all our viewers who will be watching this video would be taking, their tidbits of inspiration from your, inspirational life. So yeah, thank you once again. And for all our viewers out there, I would like to say that if you liked this conversation, I have a whole series now of inspiring, mom bloggers who will be coming and sharing parts and snippets of their lives. So yes, I mean, the best thing that you can do right now is that comment on this video and share this video, hit the subscribe button, on Mom Chipper channel, and also the notifications bell so that you know when the next video is up. And yes, that's about it from both of us.
Thank you. Thank you, Kushal. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to reflect and do this interview with you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
And thank you. And here is Josephine and me, both of us signing off. Take care. Bye.